Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Music Lab podcast. My name is Dogg, and I'm so excited to be back with all of you for another episode of the podcast. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us. That helps the bands that we feature. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR, outfitters.com. Don't just wear RAR. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have an episode that we haven't done as much this year as we did last year, and it's an album review today. The album that we are going to be featuring is from an artist and a band called Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors. The Neighbors are actually two members of the band in addition to Drew. The album that we are going to be featuring today came out on September 12th of 2024. It's called Strangers No More, Volume 2. And we'll find out why it is a volume 2 here in a second. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a 10-song, 38-minute album. Ellie Holcomb's husband has been making music since 2005 with the Neighbors, who consist of Rich Brinsfield and Nathan Duger. And this University of Tennessee alum now calls Nashville his home. After releasing the 11-song album Strangers No More in June of last year, the fellas are back with their 15th album and a sequel or continuation with this collection of songs. I have to be honest, I only started listening to this band since COVID and am truly in awe of how great a songwriter Drew is. We are hoping to see the band in November in Georgia as part of our vacation, since there weren't any music festivals around. And speaking of music festivals, Drew is a music festival lover himself, going to festivals growing up as an adult as well. They played Bonnaroo in 2013. It played festivals all over the country. And he has been the festival host of the Moon River Music Festival in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is a city that I have not been to, but I would really like to go to at some point. It takes place in September, and they've been doing it since 2014, but it didn't happen this year, but it sounds like it's going to be returning in 2025. Also, a cool little fun fact about Drew is he's a pilot, and he's been a pilot since 18. His family, his parent, I think his grandparents and his grandfather and his great-grandfather spent time in the Air Force, and during COVID, Ellie allowed him to start flying again. In interviews, it was kind of cool to hear him gush about how much the feeling he gets from flying and just the escape, literally and figuratively, that he can do when he's up there, up in the air. So let's dive into the album, ladies and gentlemen. Our first song off Strangers No More, Volume 2, is a song called Green Light. And appropriately, we want to get this album started, so let's get with the green light. It is a hard charger to kick off the album that chugs along with great harmonies during the chorus with legend Vince Gill, who gets to sing the second verse. A nice guitar solo that is playful, like the song itself, and a definite Heartbreakers vibe to it. The next song that we're featuring, Soul's a Camera. I like the innovation behind the acoustic wall of sound for the introduction that leads into this mid-tempo song that Switchfoot would be proud of and a head nodder for sure. I love the tone on the electric guitar and the effects that are used during the bridge of the song. The next song is Suffering. I really like the roadhouse feel in the musical intro and a song whose chorus is what propels this song. I love the musical spacing and the yeah, 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 and how it's punctuated. And three songs in a row with a pretty sick guitar solo. The next song that we're featuring, The Sound of Moving Water. A powerful statement of a song, musically and lyrically, as Drew's register is perfect for the acoustic guitar and you feel the warmth throughout. The production and mix of instrumentation as the piano drops in and the slide guitar with lyrics like this. There's a river in the chaos of a holiday. There's a sadness in the joy of New Year's Eve. The next song, ladies and gentlemen, Easy Together. The longest song the longest song on the album, and by far the sexiest, as Drew croons as he proudly sings about Ellie, and John Legend would approve. Drew sounds so good, and the production again lends to a fantastic listening experience as the percussion provides the foundation. The next song in track 6 off the album, again, 10 songs on the album, track 6, is a song called Burn. And it's my favorite of the album, as Ellie joins in harmony on this mid-tempo song where the organ joins in the fun. Your spirits will be uplifted and a smile will be on your face while you listen. And you'll probably scream the chorus like I have ever since I've listened. It's a very emotional song personally for me and just so well done with another great guitar solo. The next song on the album, Shelter. A song that vibes like Green Light in that it chugs along musically as Drew is seeking shelter, with Dust Bowl feels as the storm is coming. Picturesque lyrics throughout, and the chorus is powerful as Drew ramps up the volume and emotion. And once again, the piano melds perfectly with the acoustic and the drums, and the dynamics flow nicely. The next song that I'm featuring, Forgiveness. A song that hits home for me lyrically and toes the line between country and John Mellencamp, with some really nice harmonica as Drew does his best David Gray impression. Lyrics like, and even if they don't meet you halfway, you'll die a better soul if you do it anyway. We've got 2 more left on this album. The next song, Imagination. This mid-tempo blurs the line between country, Americana, and roots rock, as once again the chorus just floats and is pleasing to the ears. Nice piano flourishes, and how he momentarily slows it down at the 3-minute mark is a nice touch to a great song with a musical ending. And this song, ladies and gentlemen, of all of the songs on this album, I think this song has grown on me more than any of the other songs. Not that I didn't like it at the beginning, but I really, really like it the more and more I listen to it. And then we end with a song called Way Back When. And if you've followed and listened since the beginning, you know Dogg loves a last song on an album. And I think it's so important to to finish an album with a great song. And this song is definitely great. What a way to end the album with this tearjerker that any parent of a son or daughter can relate to and feel his thoughts and emotions as life passes by with each year. The piano soars and complements, and the orchestral parts lend to the grandness. The piano interlude toward the end is so well done, and it leads up to the final verse as Drew's baritone shines. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Strangers No More, Volume 2 by Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors. Nashville's own Drew Holcomb. 10 songs, 38 minutes. My favorite tracks, as I said in my review, Burn, Way Back When, and The Sound of Moving Water. But Imagination could have been in there. Forgiveness could have been in there. Um, Green Light, of course, could have been in there. So, wow. Yeah, this is a really, really great album from a great songwriter, ladies and gentlemen. And it's funny because a little over 20 years ago, a singer-songwriter from Maine released one of his best albums, and it was called Trouble. And it had two songs on its album, also called Shelter and Burn. If you're not familiar, that is Ray LaMontagne. But again, what a fantastic album. Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors, you should be proud of this album. Strangers No More, Volume 2. Um, I will have links to it on this episode as well as on my socials. And yeah, definitely check it out and check him out when the band comes to a city near you. Ladies and gentlemen, again, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us, that helps the bands that we feature. Also check out our social media, or also check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR, outfitters.com. Don't just wear, RAR. Stay tuned for next week. We have some interviews, and then we are heading to the Ramble Festival. We as a podcast are going to be covering it. We are going to have access to the bands. We're going to have access to everything. It's going to be a great time. Check out that lineup, ramblefestival.com. Tickets are still available in Darlington, Maryland, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I've been Dogg. You've been great. This is the Music Lab Podcast.